What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today with my long overdue review of the Up There collaboration with New Balance on this 1906R in this metallic silver colorway. Today's video is brought to you by StockX. StockX is one of the world's leading marketplaces for sneakers, streetwear, and collectibles. And as a Canadian buyer, what I love most about StockX is their all-in pricing. So basically, the final price that you check out with, that's exactly what you're gonna pay, not a penny more. There's not going to be a surprise bill from FedEx or UPS at your door, which is something that Canadian sneakerheads encounter far too often. And StockX has the best variety. When I strike out on a sneaker, they're my go-to because I know they're going to have the best options for the best price. So shout out to StockX, they've helped me go back and track down a couple of the 1906R collaborations that I missed out on, which is how I was able to get my hands on this one. So this is a collaboration between Australian-based boutique Up There with New Balance. Collaborating back in November of last year, this 1906R retailed for a price of 260 Australian dollars. And the official colorway for this shoe is metallic silver and gray ice. And interestingly enough, there's no actual Up There branding on this shoe. It's much more of an exclusive colorway. So take that as you will. I know some people are really particular about how you define a collaboration, whether it actually has a collaborator's branding on it or not. So the style code for this shoe is M1906RUP. And the 1906R is undoubtedly one of New Balance's hottest silhouettes on the market right now. So diving into the details of this shoe, first off, the base layer of the shoe is actually covered in this reflective 3M panel. So when you hit the shoe with direct flash, for example, pretty much the majority of the shoe is gonna light up. Overlaid on top of this though, on the toe box, you can see we have this open style mesh, and then holding the laces in place, we have this synthetic gray colored leather with a New Balance N logo in the center. Overlaid on both sides of the toe box, we have these asymmetrical panels, which is done in the shiny silver colored finish. And then surrounding the front toe cap, we have another overlay of the synthetic silver leather. Moving downwards, this triangular space here, this is covered in a darker gray mesh. And then you'll see that the middle two eyelets, these are crafted using these woven strips, but it's covered in this reflective silver panel on the exterior. These two lace loops extend downwards, crossing through the New Balance N logo towards the base of the sneaker. And this is what New Balance calls their N-lock technology. Basically think of it kind of like Nike Flywire technology, where when you tighten up the shoes, you're basically pulling these strips inwards, giving you additional containment and support around the midfoot area. Underneath the New Balance N logo, we have another darker gray panel, and then we have more of that synthetic silver leather covering the top three eyelets, and then it extends downwards towards the heel. On the lateral side only, we have 1906R branding, and then covering the bottom of the heel, we have this gray colored TPU heel cup, which gives you additional structure and support for the back end of the sneaker. In the middle, we have this NB branding, which is painted in green. And then on the top of the heel, we have these three horizontal strips of reflective silver 3M. As far as the laces go, so these come with 4 different lace options. The first lace that they come with are these wiggly oval shaped laces, and this is done in this cream color. They also come with a very thin trail-inspired stretchy cord lace, and they loop through these lace locks. The third lace is a flat style lace in cream with these reflective 3M hits woven throughout. And then last but not least, the final lace are these silver reflective flat laces, which probably are way too bold for me, but they definitely stand out. And you'll notice that all 4 lace options are covered with these green colored lace tips. Underneath this, the tongue is covered in that same open style mesh that we saw earlier on the toe box. But then running down the top of the tongue, we have this synthetic silver leather with New Balance running branding. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is decently padded and it's covered in this mesh liner. And then as far as the insoles go, so these come with a very well padded ortholite foam insole, and it's covered in this green finish on top. And then pressed onto the heel, we have New Balance branding. So the upper of this shoe sits atop an absorbed foam midsole, which is painted primarily in this cream tone with hits of gray on the top of the forefoot. We also have New Balance's Energy technology, which is visible with these gel pillars found on the lateral heel, and this helps with impact protection and shock absorption. And then turning the shoe over to the bottom, so this outsole is crafted using a semi-translucent rubber, but the traction pattern is identical to any other 1906R. So we have this diamond-shaped traction pattern on the forefoot, along with these grooves to give you added flexibility. And underneath the rubber in the middle, we have New Balance's Stability Web technology. This is this gray colored TPU shank plate, which is there to help with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about how these fit, to me these fit like most of my 1906Rs, so I personally prefer to stick true to size. My foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I picked these up on StockX in a size 10, and they fit me great. If you have a wider foot though, you'd probably be better off going up half a size, but for narrow, normal, or slightly wide footers, true to size should be fine for you. To give you guys a point of comparison, I also go true to size or a size 10 in other New Balance silhouettes like the 2002R, 860V2, 991, 991V2, and the 1500. And in comparison, I go a half size down to a 9.5 in a lot of made in USA models like the 992, 993, 990V3, V4, V5, and V6. Moving on to the comfort, so the 1906R in my opinion is a very comfortable sneaker. It's a very well balanced sneaker, and what I mean by that is you're gonna feel some level of squishiness and softness, but overall this shoe has a very supportive feel. You're never gonna feel like your feet is just sinking into the cushioning, as it still feels relatively stable. And the upper of the shoe is pretty lightweight as well, and this being mesh, it's going to be quite breathable. So if you're looking for a recommendation for one of those everyday types of sneakers, or a model that you can bring with you on vacation for example, this silhouette is definitely one that I'd recommend. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality, unfortunately it wasn't the best. This is your typical 1906R though, so pretty much across the board you're going to find synthetic materials instead of genuine leathers. So the same goes for this pair. We have a lot of meshes, nylons, and synthetic leathers, but that makes sense considering this is meant to be more of a 2010s era running shoe aesthetic. So it's more of a performance sporty look to it in lieu of giving us premium materials. And in terms of the build and craftsmanship, I thought this pair was pretty flawless. The stitch job was good, the panels were consistent between both feet, no significant glue stains on the midsole, and the paint job was solid as well. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up for you, and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, this is a solid collaboration between Up There and New Balance. However, objectively speaking, when you just look at this shoe, there's nothing really too special. Nothing really makes this stand out that much over a lot of the general release 1906Rs that share a similar color scheme. Does that mean this shoe is overrated? I guess that kind of depends on how you rate this specific sneaker. I don't think this is anything earth-shattering. They didn't reinvent the wheel with this colorway. But if you're able to grab these for retail or at least a decent price, then I think this is a solid pair to add to your collection. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Up There New Balance 1906R? What are your overall thoughts on this colorway? Are you a fan of these silver and cream tones? Is it too similar to other GRs on the market right now? Leave your thoughts down below and let's talk about it. And as usual, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow me on X or Twitter at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thanks everyone for watching. Another huge shout out goes out to StockX for hooking me up with this pair. Appreciate the continued love and support everyone, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.